Let's go through some evidence of Ryan Reynolds suggesting everyone else is the problem except him. I spoke a while ago about those who externally attribute blame and their problems, and how those on the extreme end are associated with narcissistic traits and, at the minimum, cognitive distortions, which we're certainly getting a front row seat to through this evidence from Blake and Ryan. But to put the theory very simply, it's suggesting that every time something goes right in your life, it's because of you and you being amazing and making it happen, and every time something goes wrong, it's because of someone else. So the marketing around the premiere. Here, Ryan says that Blake masterminded a world-class marketing and promo plan. Yet somehow the reason they're getting backlash is because of Jamie and Justin's behaviour 6 months ago. I also saw an attempt at blaming Justin and Wayfair, saying that they said not to talk about DV, so no one did, and therefore when Justin did, it made them look bad. Now, when you really think about that, that is a wild gotcha moment. That should be in the lawsuit. Having the power to manipulate women into not talking about DV, but then doing it yourself, ooh, yeah, that would be incredibly problematic behaviour. Seems a bit odd if you all unfollowed him and were participating in conversations led by Blake about how he was a fake ally to women. Why would you listen to him at that point or take any of his word? I think we all know that didn't happen, but hey, if we are following through Ryan and Blake's perception, that is not their fault, okay? Let's continue. So then Ange and Todd from Sony appear to try and navigate this situation. They say that Blake needs to power down. We need to power her down and find a way. When someone doesn't jump on your bandwagon and see things through your view, Ryan, you have a lot to say about that. When someone doesn't agree with Ryan and Blake, they are fucking textbook intellectual elderly people with no ideas or thoughtful communication skills, just blunt instruments with 6 catchphrases and about 5 keywords. You'd know about limited scope in terms of what you have to offer, wouldn't you, Ryan? That aside, that's some intense language, buddy. I think the underlying arrogance to it is probably the most off-putting part. Ryan will deduce you down to his own simplified character analysis. It always seems to be rooted in the very qualities he seems fighting so hard to not look at in himself or his wife. Is that why you're so angry, Ryan? I gotta say, this one makes me laugh when he talks about Johnny Depp's team. That's the reason now that the hate's happening online. If the difference between what you believe is to be the truth and really worthy of putting your wife's reputation on the line and it failing is Jed and Melissa, what's happening there? They must be really good. You know, with all your contacts, all your resources, all your money, you'd think the marketing genius might be able to find a few ring-arounds, but no, it's all because it's Johnny Depp's team. Here's another, when he's speaking to Colleen Hoover about the girls online that are powering the backlash that they were receiving around the promo and the movie. The girls whose brains aren't developed. Do you know who a lot of those girls are and were, Ryan? Victims, survivors. But now it's our fault. Even if we go back to Blake's little talk a few years ago and many of the things she said in text, it is actually the fault of the director and the people working on the movie for not realizing how she likes to do things, how she likes to be involved. It is their fault for not knowing that. Nothing to do with her coming on, projecting maybe like a mild creative talent with a huge entitlement and going, it's my job to now fix this. You know, we've all been there at work or like even at school when you see someone chosen for something and you go, oh maybe I think I would have done better. I don't know about you, but I've never been someone that then demands that and flows up for it and makes sure everyone hates him to justify it. Using another workplace or school sort of analogy, you know when someone in your team has an idea and maybe not everyone's into the idea, but it is so hard for them not to realize that their idea isn't the best one. It's just because it's their idea. And good work speaks for itself. You're not looking for achievement, you're looking for it to be yours. It's all about you. And on that, I'm going to leave you, Blake and Ryan, with some marketing advice. The customer is at the heart of everything you do. And that's not just for marketing either. Your inability to put yourself in other people's shoes, probably because you see them as lower than you. You see them as girls with undeveloped brains, not your target audience.